The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Edition of Newspin right here on Power 97.9 FM. We are also on YouTube and the Newspin Facebook page. Between now and 2 o'clock this afternoon, we'll be discussing some critical issues, matters of concern to you. You also can set the agenda by calling 452-2979. That's 452-2979, along with your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, 716-2026. Some of the issues we will be discussing this afternoon. The National Council on Public Transportation wants an apology from Mr. Stevenson King. I wonder why. We'll be getting explanation in just a moment. Also, concern being expressed about the number of crashes and collisions that are occurring on the island's roads. An explanation from the Prime Minister on the inclusion of Richard Frederick in his cabinet. And also he speaks as well on the cost of living, providing yet many more excuses as to why we are going through this dilemma right now about inflation and the high cost of living. And of course, also, Kimani will be going through some of your comments in the chat room as we embark upon yet another exercise that's based in civility, and that is in the process of effecting positive change in our country. So, the cost of living. No one in their right mind will accuse the Prime Minister of being 100% responsible for the high cost of living in St. Lucia. I say not 100%, but we can attribute, at least to him, certain percentage as to why we are going through this current problem, this daily fight for survival in our country. When we go to the supermarkets, when we go to various business establishments and transact one business or another, the cost that is involved for certain goods and services in St. Lucia, you can attribute to the Prime Minister. because of this imposition of the 2.5% levy. So he'll tell you he's not responsible. It is imported inflation, but we know better right now. Let us listen to the Prime Minister speaking Sunday at his party's annual conference of delegates and taking no responsibility for the high cost of living in this country.
Your SLB government has undertaken a range of unprecedented programs and initiatives to assist our people to cope with imported inflation and the consequential rise in the cost of living, generated not by anything we did here, but by the COVID-19 pandemic, the Russian-Ukraine war, and soon, who knows, the latest Israeli-Palestinian war. Nothing we did in that part of the world caused the cost of living to go up. But there are people, because of their selfish motives, will make you believe that the cost of living has gone up because of policies of this government. So I heard one of them say that Philip Joseph Pierre, is the reason why the cost of living has gone up. My colleague from Grenada is talking about the cost of living in Grenada. So I am the Prime Minister of Grenada. Sister Mia Motley, only 2 weeks ago at her convention, spoke about the increase in prices in Barbados. So I am the Prime Minister of Barbados. In England, every day, when you follow, you hear the crisis as it regards prices are climbing. Inflation never at that level. So I am the Prime Minister of Barbados also, of England. I am the one who caused the cost of living to go up.
Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre. According to him, quote, nothing we did in this part of the world caused the cost of living to go up. Nothing we did in this part of the world caused the cost of living to go up. So the increases on the prices of food items at the supermarket, and we read to you a letter that was penned to the staff of Massey Stores by the management. And they said local levies, made reference to local levies. KFC made reference to the 2.5% levy. A number of business establishments have made reference to this. Even your telecommunications providers, they have attributed the increase in the cost of their services to the 2.5% levy. So the Prime Minister is really not speaking the truth when he says that, quote, nothing we did in this part of the world caused the cost of living to go up. As a matter of fact, the 2.5% levy exacerbated the problem. It made the situation 100 times worse. So, our Newspin question of the day. Why make it mandatory for the nation's Prime Minister to be born in St. Lucia? Why make it mandatory for the nation's Prime Minister to be born in St. Lucia? Why am I bringing this up? Apparently, the St. Lucia Labour Party is now testing the ground to see whether this would meet the approval of the St. Lucian public. Amending the Constitution so that if you want to be the Prime Minister of this country, you must be born in St. Lucia. Now, what does that say to you in the diaspora watching and listening to this broadcast right now? You left St. Lucia to work in the United States, to work in the UK, to work in Canada, in search of a better living. You went there to study, and you have your family there. You have 2, 3, 4 children, born in the US, born elsewhere. And those children, they have never lost touch with St. Lucia. Come in holidays, they meet their uncles, their nenens, and so on, relatives. And one day, they decide to return to the birthplace of their parents and grandparents. And they want to contest elections. Are you saying that their dreams and their aspirations all of a sudden cannot be fulfilled because they were born in another country? Their desire to serve St. Lucia at their highest level cannot materialize because of the selfishness of a political party? I mean, why all of a sudden would you come up with this great idea? You can't address the crime problem. You cannot address the high cost of living. It is beyond your control. But things like that, where it takes a level of maliciousness that is couched in some kind of ingenuity and creativity. Because you can do a lot of bad things and use creativity to execute them, You could use guile under the guise of something, having pride for our country. And you must be born in St. Lucia, to be a prime minister. When will it stop? And I'm just saying that we must never put anything past any politician, any government, any administration, whether it's SLP or UWP, because they will not spare us any kind of embarrassment or put us through any kind of travails just to meet their selfish ends. And so it should not be strange if we should not see that as something that's impossible. The possibility that a government, in this case, this administration, because of the majority that it enjoys in the Parliament of St. Lucia, amending the Constitution just to get at one individual. Why not amend the Constitution to do things that are positive? Amend the Constitution to ensure that a prime minister does not serve more than 2 terms. Term limits for prime ministers. Why not do that? Why not amend the Constitution for the good, for the betterment of St. Lucia? And so let us be on the alert and let us guard against this, because if, for whatever reason or reasons, maybe this year or into next year, the government decides to amend the Constitution so that you must be born in St. Lucia to be the Prime Minister, we could vehemently oppose it. Because I think that's one of the things that should be strongly opposed in St. Lucia. Primarily because of the motive of those people who might want to take such a course of action. I don't think it is to do anything for the betterment of the people of this country. For whatever reason, the United States, in the Constitution, it clearly states that to be a U.S. president or a vice president, you must be born in the country. And this is intended to protect the nation from foreign influence. Now, if you are doing this particularly to get at one individual, let's say you want to get at Alan Shastney. Is he not a St. Lucian? Has he been living outside of St. Lucia for 30, 40, 50 years, and all of a sudden he's emerging as a man in his late 50s or early 60s. He wants to be the prime minister. Has he been, doesn't he have a track record, whether you like him or not? The same way Philip J. Pierre is the prime minister of this country. He has a track record, right? Whether you like him or not. Philip J. Pierre has a track record. Alan Chasney also has a track record in the country. Director of Tourism, worked in the public service, worked as the tourism minister at one time, worked with a number of regional and international institutions, served as prime minister once. He can't serve as prime minister again. I do not believe that we should tolerate such things, because today it is amending the Constitution to do that. Tomorrow it could be amending the Constitution so that we have a one-party state, where one political party, because it enjoys a certain majority in the parliament, can be the lead party or the party that will be presiding over the affairs of the state for an eternity. Do not put it past any politician that they will use their power for themselves and not for the benefit of the people. So this issue was addressed by Leonard Spider Motut, Public Relations Officer of the opposition UWP, during a public meeting which was held in the Castries Southeast constituency on Sunday.
The only way they can think of to stop him now is to come up with changing the constitution of St. Lucia and writing up new laws. Now let me tell you this, we have to take this seriously. They have more than 2/3 majority, and all you need to change the constitution of this country is 2/3 majority. So they will use their power, they will abuse the power that you gave them to do what they want, what they like, to remain in office. But I say, we gave it to them, we will take it from them. And they cannot do what they want, because we are going to see to it that we put a stop to it, and we have to say no. So when Richard Frederick comes out and says that they're going to change the constitution to ensure that nobody who was not born in St. Lucia cannot be prime minister, you have to take a stand against that. Because let me tell you the dangers of it. Now, do not see this. It is, of course, an attack on Alan Chasney to try to prevent him from being the inevitable, the next prime minister of St. Lucia. But it is not just about Alan Chasney. There are many of us, myself included, whose children were born overseas. And there are many reasons why our children were born overseas. In some cases, because of medical reasons. In some cases, like myself, I thought there'll be opportunities for them down the road in the future that they can benefit on. And let me say this to you. A child does not make the decision as to where he or she is born. But he makes the decision to decide which country he or she is going to adopt and become a citizen of. Alan Chasney decided that St. Lucia is his country. He lived his life here, grew up here, was immersed and part of our culture here, and his heart is St. Lucia. So, Michael Chasney, who is a St. Lucian like myself, his son, for whatever medical reasons, was born in Martinique, cannot be told that he is not as St. Lucian as my son. He cannot be told that he is not as St. Lucian as you and I. We don't have second-class citizens in this country. Every St. Lucian is equal. And let me just remind you of this. It is not where you were born. It is where your heart is.
Leonard Spider Motut of the opposition UWP and Prime Minister of Grenada, Dickon Mitchell, who was the guest speaker at Sunday's annual conference of the SLP, said a couple things with regard to, who should be governing, who should be your prime minister, and how he must have an association not only with the country, direct association, but with institutions in the Caribbean as well. And I wonder why he made that point, but let's listen.
Members, supporters, delegates, friends of the St. Lucia Labour Party have our individual role to play. And when we play our individual role together, you are stronger. Together, you will move forward. Together, you will advance. Together, you will achieve. And together, you will ensure that it's only people who live in St. Lucia continue to run St. Lucia. So, I want to tell you a little story. I could have lived in Canada too, you know. But I chose Grenada. My mother was living in Canada. In fact, I have a brother living there still. But I chose Grenada. So I want all St. Lucians to hear me. When the time comes, make sure that it's St. Lucians who you're putting into office. Make sure that it's people who like the Caribbean, who like Caribbean institutions, who are proud of our culture and of our heritage. Because that is what we have, St. Lucianness. And that is what you need to embrace to make sure. Precisely. So it is important for us to appreciate that we are living at a pivotal time in history. Grenada is going to be celebrated.
The Prime Minister of Grenada, Dickon Mitchell, speaking yesterday or addressing the annual conference of delegates of the governing St. Lucia Labour Party. What do you make of his statement? And I'm preaching again primarily to you in the diaspora. Because both political parties, the SLP and the UWP, from time to time, the political leaders of those parties would travel to the US and Canada and England to address you. And they beg you to return home. The fact that you live in those countries, do you think you don't love St. Lucia? And I'm speaking only to you in the diaspora. You send barrels upon barrels to your loved ones in St. Lucia, those people who are suffering because of a multitude of things, including the 2.5% levy. And if you decide again to return to your country, regional prime minister will say that you can't serve primarily because you're not identifying with a country, you've been living overseas, you chose to live in Canada, you chose to live in the United States and the UK. What would life be for the thousands of people who decided to travel and live and work overseas if they had remained in St. Lucia? We have about 180,000 people. What if we had 300,000 people in St. Lucia? How would they manage? How would they survive? How would they confront the high cost of living in this country right now? And the high unemployment. How would they stomach this? But you see, out of convenience, people speak about the diaspora and they make reference to remittances, contributing to the economy and so on. That's when it suits them. On other occasions, they see you as foreigners. Can't meddle in our business, especially if it is of a political nature. 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Good afternoon to you, Kimani. What's in the chat room?
Good afternoon, Tim. Someone says perhaps all remittances should stop. Another comment, very good point, Spider. Too much emphasis on Chastney. SLP is giving citizenship to second-generation St. Lucians born overseas. Someone says Boris Johnson and Winston Churchill were both American citizens, Boris by birth. Agree, Tim. We can't address none of the economic, social issues without the assistance of these first world countries. But our own people with dual citizenship can't be PM. Another comment, someone says, some of the people supporting this move are the same ones running to the USA to give birth. Another comment, if they don't want outside influence, they should just scrap CIP. Someone says, Tim, you're making an argument but have missed the issue. Another comment, yes, anyone who wants to be Prime Minister must first be born in St. Lucia. I can't imagine any CIP person becoming PM. Let's see another comment. Someone says, I agree that birth must be a requirement for being the Prime Minister. Tim, recognizing that being native is not a strict prerequisite for a nation's prime minister promotes inclusivity and diversity in leadership. It allows for individuals with diverse backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives to contribute to governance. Emphasizing qualities such as competency, leadership skills, and commitment to the country can lead to a more merit-based approach in selecting leaders, fostering a government that represents a broader range of perspectives and better addresses the needs of a diverse population.
I think we have a call. Hello and good afternoon to you. This is Newspin. Okay, we lost the call, but 452-2979, 452-2979. Once again, your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, and that is 716-2026. We have that call coming in right now. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, good afternoon to you, caller.
You must say I have no respect for the Prime Minister of Grenada because he was coached to come and give this kind of speech he gave there yesterday. You know, I was expecting the man to come and talk about how he and his other Caribbean Prime Ministers will come together to deal with the crime situation, the high cost of living. But instead, he came and attacked one man. We can read through those things. People are not stupid. We could read through those things. You know, you came to just give a speech to attack one man. See what I'm saying? Anyway, thank you, Tim.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. Once again, 716-2026. I have some of your WhatsApp messages from last week I could go through in just a moment. Somebody says that there was an old local calypso, very relevant now, fix the roads. And of course that calypso is by Fonty. We have another call. Hello, good afternoon, you're on the air.
Yeah, good afternoon to Poleon.
Yes, sir, good afternoon to you. How are you?
Yeah. I listened to the joker there, some foreigner saying about people must be St. Lucian to be Prime Minister. And they like to go America like that. When they take their visa, they're crying like that. Well, America should have taken all of them visa. Not one, not two, all. Let me see where they would have go. They would have stayed in St. Lucian ride horses alone. Yeah. I've been too biased, man. Too much of a political thing, Gasa. So long the man there, Gasa. The man father, I have so many people in St. Lucia, thousands of people, the man have been there. Man, that's all my work I survived in my life, Papa. It's dancing in the hotel, whining to make my money, and I survived to build my little home, do something in life, Papa. White people, I survive in life. There are a lot of people, all these vendors, surviving of white people. I mean, what Shasni do like that, Gasa? In spite of what it is, I have no politics side or whatever, but Gasa, what Shasni do like that? I mean, that's ungrateful, man. To them people that supporting them kind of gender, I would call that like that. I don't know how to put that attack, the way them people want to attack the man. I supporting that man. I'm not like Philip JP, I know Mr. Philip JP well. I respect him. But that's them things, that's the things you have to condemn them kind of thing, that's don't allow them things to come in our country and try and people, that's you how outside go watch us now. Anyway, have a good afternoon.
You too, sir. Thank you so much. Now, Kimani, I'm not saying that somebody who got a passport and nationality through the CIP program. Mm-hmm. He comes there from Russia. He comes there from India. He comes here from, let's say, Iraq? Syria or Iraq. All of a sudden, he wants to be prime minister. I'll have a problem with that. Okay? I will have a problem with that. But somebody who was born overseas for a number of reasons, medical reasons, etc., or left here as a child, went overseas, and somebody had they have their family there in the U.S., got married, etc., and they return, the child returns, met friends, relatives, and so on, wants to be the prime minister. What's wrong with that? It's on that basis I'm saying that we ought not to tolerate any such move if that is on the agenda of this administration. Nothing from Kimani. Let's take a call. Good afternoon to you. This is Newspin. You're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Tim.
Hi. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Hi, this is Sarah Prudence, Chairman of the United Workers' Party. How are you?
I'm okay, Mr. Prudence. Good afternoon to you.
Very good, very good. I listened to your show this morning, and I also listened to Mr. Dickens Michel yesterday, the Prime Minister of Grenada, and his statement during that session of the annual conference of delegates of the St. Lucia Labour Party. Team, we are in a very frightening place in the history of our country when we have a political party that is suddenly in power and wishes to abuse the constitution of our country, abuse the political process in our country just to suit itself. It's also a shame that the Prime Minister, Michel, felt to be used in that manner by the St. Lucia Labour Party. It's all good and well to have sister parties between all political organizations in the region and beyond. We do have our own sister parties. But to have someone who is not of St. Lucian citizenship, not of St. Lucian persuasion, to be delving into political matters like this in our country is a shame, and we rebuke that. At the end of the day, it just sends the wrong message out that someone who is not born on St. Lucian soil for reasons that are not of their own and born abroad, for example, my own children, Cade and Nashota, in the United States. Sharon and I went to the U.S. not for any other reason, but for educational and economic reasons, to give back to our country, which we have done for many years. Our children were taught to be St. Lucians, even if they did not leave Lucia. And at 14 and 16, respectively, they made that conscious decision to apply for St. Lucian citizenship. And this is the country they love. Tomorrow morning, they're not able to fight for political office. Nash, who is a political major, cannot become Prime Minister of St. Lucia, is insulted. All of us, all of us who send our remittances to St. Lucia, all of us who put our love and our effort in trying to push this country forward, or not thinking of politics, but thinking of our homeland. Saying to you, it's a disgrace. End of the day, that it's all good and well to have a young leader and Prime Minister. A Prime Minister who is naive. A Prime Minister who does not understand the historical aspect of citizenship when it comes to St. Lucia, not understanding family ties, not understanding how much a particular family or families have contributed to our country is a downright shame. And I am saying to come out there and make a fool of yourself, the Labour Party to use you in that manner. I believe Prime Minister owes the people of St. Lucia, the Prime Minister of Grenada, owes to the people of St. Lucia an apology to be saying the nonsense, the rubbish that he uttered, because this is what persons who are racist within the St. Lucia Labour Party want them to hear. Our country is from tourism. Our country is a country that brings in a number of white people and black people and orange people and persons from all over the world. We don't ask them when they come to spend their money, whether or not they're white, they're black, they're orange, they're purple. All we know is that we are happy that they're able to provide for our people here through their spending and expenditures in terms of tourism. And so to make this now an issue, whereby you are going to go out and believe that you're hurting one man, it's ridiculous. I ask all St. Lucians, beyond the political divide, to think beyond the political, the racism that is being injected within our own country. Kind of St. Lucia that you hope for? Is this the kind of St. Lucia that you want your children to grow up in? A St. Lucia that breeds racism, a St. Lucia that tells you who you need to hate because of the content, their character, but of the color of their skin. And so I say I'm very, very annoyed, Tim, with this rubbish. And I'm saying to the St. Lucia Labour Party, you can't jump high, you can't jump low, but you will never be able to turn this country into a hate-ing kind of society where we start thinking of people not in terms of character, not in terms of what they're able to contribute, but the color of their skin. And that's all I'm going to say on this topic this morning. And I hope that the St. Lucian people do come out and speak up on this issue and to rebuke this government and to rebuke the Prime Minister of Grenada for interfering in business that have nothing to do with him. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Just heard there from Thurl Prudent, chairman of the opposition UWP. KFC St. Lucia will be hosting a recruitment pop-up on Friday, the 1st of December 2023, and that is at Constitution Park in Castries between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. KFC, they are looking for team members, supervisors, restaurant managers, delivery drivers, and riders, cyclists as well. So, look forward to this hosting of a recruitment pop-up on Friday, December the 1st, 2023, at Constitution Park in Castries from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And this is being undertaken by KFC. Still to come on the broadcast, the president of the NCOPT, he is seeking an apology from Transport Minister Stevenson King.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
There is only one option when they arrive. Our services will make the dead look alive. With Bouteille and Beaufort accessibility. Remember, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus takes charge. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
Introducing the new LuSelect Virtual Service Desk, where one click is your access to every service. From My Account to Streetlight Reports, requests for payment arrangements to settle arrears, change of name and address. Easy online forms give you access from anywhere and at any time. Every service you need at your fingertips. Go to our website, luselect.com, and click on the Virtual Service Desk widget. LuSelect's Virtual Service Desk. Every solution at your fingertips.
Wake me up. Wake me up. St. Lucia, November 24th, the Soufriere Mini Stadium erupts for one musical night of pleasure. I'm talking about Sundown. Sundown, performing live, Kenny G, relationship. And Jamaica's most trending dancehall superstar, Valiant. Valiant. Move out my way. And many more to be announced. Get your early bird tickets right now. Regular 110, VIP 250. Get your tickets at all the sell locations. Your Styles Barbershop, Ruby's gas station in Soufriere, Steve's Barbershop, and all W Mart locations. Sundown, miss it and blame yourself. Follow Luxio_Carnival for updates. This event is sponsored by KFC.
Things are heating up at the National Farmers and General Workers Credit Union Limited. We've got some red hot deals just for you with 100% financing. Rev up for some excitement with our incredible vehicle loan offer. Building or renovating, we've got you covered. Or pack up for that ideal getaway. This offer won't be available forever. Visit us today and take advantage of this limited time deal. Don't miss out on these fantastic deals with 100% financing. Only at the National Farmers and General Workers Credit Union Limited. We're your friend when you're in need.
If you suffer with pain from fibromyalgia, lupus, sickle cell anemia, sciatica, or arthritis, Lockley DeCoste doctor specialists from overseas in St. Lucia will diagnose and treat patients who have been suffering long. Lockley DeCoste specialists will treat the symptoms of stroke, brain injuries, spinal cord injuries with shoulders, elbows, knees, back, and neck pain, even plantar fasciitis being a pain of the past. Lockley DeCoste specialists in St. Lucia EMG tests will measure the damage in neuromuscular disorders and diabetic neuropathy because Lockley DeCoste doctor specialist provides proper diagnosis using the most effective treatment for you to live free of pain.
La Clinique Duco. Call 451-6559 or 721-9950. La Clinique Duco, located at number 17 High Street, Castries.
This holiday season flows your trusted guide with giveaways and cash to spread far and wide. Worth over 150,000, you heard right. This Christmas is on us, so you can go wild. Appliances for your home, laptop or phone, shopping sprees and cash galore. We're covering your holidays with joy for sure, cause when you are with Flow, you win more.
Hey guys, Flow wants you to know this Christmas is on us. Win over $150,000 in cash and prizes when you sign up, bundle up, switch up, pay up, top up, or activate a combo plan. Every day is a grand giveaway. Prizes include shopping sprees, appliances, ham, wine, and cold hard cash. This Christmas is on us. Visit in store or online today at discoverflow.co for more info.
Night Meds is your dependable neighborhood pharmacy. You'll notice that upon entry, you are greeted by caring professional staff, attentive to your every need. Your prescriptions are always treated with a high degree of confidentiality, and we pride ourselves on providing speedy, efficient service. We carry a wide array commonly requested over-the-counter products, and our prices are very competitive. We offer blood pressure testing, blood sugar, and cholesterol testing. We're open to fill your prescriptions Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Come visit Sadu's gas station on the Miku Highway or call us at 572-6840 or WhatsApp 461-6840 for more information. Night Meds Pharmacy. We are your community med store.
Can't get a break from all this tax? Head to Automotive Art and get a taxcation. Automotive Art is offering you an ease from VAT and health and safety levy with savings of up to 15% and more. That's right, 15% of all tools, 15% of all accessories, 15% of car detailing, 15% of all rims, 15% of computerized wheel alignment, and 15% and more of selected tires with savings of up to 30% on some sizes. It's Automotive Art Taxcation. Visit us at Automotive Art at Vidbutey Castries and Latuni Vieux today and enjoy a taxcation. Offer valid for limited time. Some conditions apply. See stores for details.
Are you working that 9-to-5 job but also juggling a side hustle? Well, Elks Credit Union has great news for you. Introducing Elks Credit Union Side Hustle Boost Loan. Need funds to take your side hustle to the next level? With our Side Hustle Boost Loan, you can access up to $50,000, giving your side hustle the boost it needs. And here's the best part. You'll have up to 5 years to pay it back with flexible repayment options that suits your budget. Whether it's expanding your inventory, upgrading your equipment, or marketing your services, Elks Credit Union is here to support your entrepreneurial dreams. Don't let your side hustle remain just a dream. Let Elks Credit Union empower you to turn it into a thriving reality. Boost your side hustle today with Elks Credit Union's Side Hustle Boost Loan. Contact us now or visit our website for more information. Elks Credit Union, your partner in success. Terms and conditions apply.
It's coming. The brunch of the century. Welcome to Sunburned. Sunday, November 26th. Sunburned. Sunburned. It's coming.
Coming soon, Blast Gaming, powered by the Solution National Lottery, changing lives.
I welcome the concerns of the National Transportation Council, but I also would like the National Transportation Council to address the issues pertaining to minibus operators who are violating the laws which govern the operation of public transportation in St. Lucia, and others who are violating the rights of other people, rights of young women and other people. I would like them to also address those issues, because the issues that are before us, notwithstanding the fact that we all know that the road conditions are not good, but they must also be honest and address the issues which are confronting them.
I wish he would take back his work, apologize to council, because if he's a minister, which he is, and you have that kind of information, how dare you have not taken it to the police? A senior minister too. Why haven't you taken it to the police? So I'm disappointed at that. I think the minister should apologize publicly.
Godfrey Ferdinand, the president of the NCOPT, speaking during the HTS News on Friday evening. Before him, you heard from the Transport Minister, Stevenson King. We continue with your calls at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. And of course, Kimani is here to go through some of your comments in the chat room.
Someone says, we will return home to St. Lucia to ensure that our children who are born away, irrespective of mixed race, have the equal opportunity like all born here. No SLP government will be allowed to stop them. Someone says, they talk about John Compton as being a hero. Was he born in St. Lucia? Another comment in the chat room. Tim, can the Prime Minister tell us in the name of transparency and accountability, where was his daughter born? Another comment, Tim, we should reject statements made by a foreign PM who wants to dictate who should be our Prime Minister. If he believes a St. Lucian with dual citizenship can't be our PM, he is equally out of place with his attempts to influence our Prime Minister. He was not born in St. Lucia. To be a minister in Trinidad, you must be a citizen of TNT only.
For example, in the chat room, somebody says that the former Prime Minister of Grenada, Maurice Bishop, was not born in the Spice Isle. So Google has helped me there solve this. He was actually born in Aruba, May the 29th, 1944. Maurice Bishop was born in Aruba. Anyway.
Quite interesting that Mr. Mitchell would say that and the former Prime Minister wasn't born here. And I think he was Prime Minister for 2 terms?
Who's that?
The former Minister of Grenada, Prime Minister of Grenada.
Maurice Bishop?
Mm-hmm.
No, remember he came in and after he was removed from power. You remember this incident involved Boris, Cord, sorry. There was
Oh.
Cord
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, and he was assassinated.
Right.
Yeah.
Another comment, my government speaks to pragmatic facts and logic, no space for UWP sentimentality and sensationalism. Someone says, so should St. Lucians think twice about serving the country overseas as ambassadors? Because God forbid they were to have a child or children while serving. Is it fair that these offspring should not be allowed the opportunity one day to serve their country in the highest office? Someone says, when Shine was here, I didn't hear that Mapui from him. So it's like all laborers in the Caribbean are the same.
We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is Newspin. You are on the air. Hello.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller.
How you doing? Good
I'm okay.
afternoon, Timani.
Hi, good afternoon.
Timothy, this Prime Minister from Grenada, I guess he sees St. Lucians as foolish as the Labour Party sees us, right?
I don't know, ma'am. You tell
This
me.
man has no right to come on our soil in St. Lucia and try and mingle in ourselves to bully or brainwash our people into doing what we're supposed to do. He's trying to brainwash our people. Why is he doing that? That is an insult to our people. And I am calling on him as a St. Lucian, a citizen of St. Lucia, to apologize to our people with the nonsense statement that he made there on the SLP platform. And I'm calling on the people of St. Lucia to get a petition together and have this man to apologize to our people. We need to stand up against this thing. You cannot come from Grenada and come in. He can never do that to the Grenadian people. The only reason he did that because he sees St. Lucians as foolish and stupid. And that we will not rise against this nonsensical statement that they are making. We need to stand up as a country and denounce the nonsense that man spewed out of his mouth there. I have no respect for him right now. No respect. And St. Lucians need to wake up and don't take that as something like a joke. We need to stand up, and I need somebody to bring a petition online with our seal, our country seal, the logo of St. Lucia or the coat of arms, something, and ask this man to apologize to us. That is not 1981 or 1974. He needs to come and apologize to us. Let me please let him.
Okay, ma'am. That's it. Thank you so much for calling. So, in the chat room, somebody is also making reference to the late Prime Minister of Barbados, David Thompson, who was married to a St. Lucian Mara. And the person said that the David Thompson was actually born overseas. He was not born in Barbados. So, former Prime Minister was born, David Thompson of Barbados was born in England. We have another call. Good afternoon to you. This is Newspin. You're on the air. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Timothy.
Yes, good afternoon to you, caller.
Yes, I'm very, very upset with Mr. Mitchell. This was a young man that I was looking with potential, thinking he was coming to do any good to his country. But if he can think like Mr. Pierre did, he would not dare take Mr. Pierre and bring to Grenada to do that. But I'm asking the opposition to put an ad in the Grenada newspaper to let the Grenadians aware and see what they do. Put an ad in those free papers. They have some free press, the St. Lucians that is living in Brooklyn and these places. Get those local papers they have in all the different places for free. Put an ad in it, expose them, because see, Panisutu was Panibole. Sepadu, Ipahaisaki Chwela, Ihaisaki Dimili. If Mr. Pierre and them did not invite Mr. Mitchell on that basis, he would not have that platform and that forum to talk the nonsense he spilled out of his guts. That is pathetic. And even Mr. Richard would say that he has 3 daughters living in the States. 3 of them. How would he feel if today or tomorrow they said they want them, get out of them, that they're not American, they don't belong to America, and they will take the citizenship? People have to be careful what they are doing, and they are encouraging. The repercussion is there for all of us. Sou yon moun ka vole kopa kodou pa wè ou vole même koyo, ou coupa même koyo. My God, when will that nonsense stop in St. Lucia? I built my house, I'm there, it hurts me to come back and live in St. Lucia. And when I saw 3 years ago, I saw St. Lucia was changing. I decided I would stay with the house and go. My brother insists, oh, no, Sakabankai. And then look at what it become. You think I can come here and come home and sit home? I can't walk. I pride for St. Lucia. I'm scared. The last time I spent all the time inside of my house. Not because I cannot well walk, but I was not feeling comfortable. My God.
Thank you so much. Somebody calling from the Diaspora. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Over to the chat room. And Kimani, what's in there?
Someone says, Tim, you cannot have a problem with that because if the people want him, that's who they will vote. We are living in a democracy. Most government officials, public servants, and other St. Lucian citizens travel overseas to birth their children. Some of these officials send their kids schools overseas. Should these children be counted out? Another comment, I'm just disgusted at what our politics has become. Young people have absolutely no hope of running or taking the reins from these old toads. Young people, at least 95% with confidence, I can say, do not believe that our leaders have any moral backbone. We are a joke.
We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is Newspin. You are on the air. Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller. A long time I haven't heard from you.
I don't know why we seem so surprised at, such a comment. For the longest while, it's seemingly that our politicians, when they jump across to another island, they speak some nonsense. And whichever politician comes from some other island into ours to do whatever spokesmanship for whatever party, they do the same, doing some nonsense. I mean, I know that the Prime Minister of Grenada, I think he's a lawyer, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, he is.
And he does know what the process is to elect a Prime Minister. I mean, first of all, the country doesn't even elect a Prime Minister. The MPs elect a Prime Minister. All right? And what allows for an MP to become an MP is that they're eligible to run to represent the constituency. So, I mean, you would have to change the entire process to say that somebody is able to run and represent their constituency, that person is eligible to become Prime Minister.
Yeah.
All right? So to me, it's not even worth taking on. Furthermore, I mean, when these guys go to certain places and they talk about the SME, free movement of people from one country to the other, and then you're opening your mouth and stating that an individual must be born in the individual country. So, I mean, we're not serious about CSME because I should be able to travel to another country and be able to represent a constituency, be able to give my service to the country because we are all supposed to be one. And it seems to be something we constantly do. I worked with an individual once, and the individual said that, this guy should not be Prime Minister because he cannot speak Patois. And I said, but you have 2 children. How many of them speak Patois? She said none of them.
I think reference was made to Dr. Vaughan Lewis in that regard.
Yeah.
People are saying that he should not have been Prime Minister of St. Lucia because he can't speak Creole.
And can you imagine that?
Yeah.
So I asked the lady, how many of her children can speak Patois? Of the 2 children. She said none of them. She doesn't want them to speak Patois because she doesn't want them to understand when she's speaking to her friends. I said then none of them should ever be able to be Prime Minister. That's the hogwash sometimes we feel when we don't think down the line about what we say. To me, it's just political talk. It's nonsense, and we shouldn't even really take it on. But remember, he's repeating what our persons have been saying, what locals have been saying. He didn't bring it here.
Yeah.
It's being said, and he's just rallying his crowd. That's all. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. Some more of your calls, once again, 452-2979. 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. We have another contributor. No, we lost that call. All right, let's turn our attention to, okay, we have a call coming in. Good afternoon. You are on the air. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello?
Hi, good afternoon.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I could hear you. Is that Mr. Senrose?
Yes, it is. I tried to call through the WhatsApp,
You don't.
I tried to call through the WhatsApp, but I'm not getting through.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll try to rectify that. But go ahead, please.
Yes. I wanted to call today to speak on something else, but this topic at hand has kind of amused me, caught my interest, because I am a St. Lucian living overseas.
Right.
This is quite strange, because they brought in a non-St. Lucian to tell St. Lucians how to vote, but they said a non-St. Lucian who's residing is a citizen of a non-native born St. Lucian who lives here, resides here, serves here, cannot be prime minister. I am not in government, but if I were, I would encourage my colleagues to not interfere with the Constitution just for political purposes, because it cannot be any clearer than that. Nobody would say that we had a certain level of risk with Judge Melvin Compton. The two laureates we have, they lived most of their lives overseas. Dr. Lewis taught a whole generation of economists in the United States. Dr. Walcott taught a whole generation of British citizens, literature and poetry and the other things that come with that. So the whole idea that if somebody who is not a native-born St. Lucian should not be prime minister is just ridiculous. And I'll tell you why I'm saying it's ridiculous. In the United States, the Constitution says that if you are not a native-born American, you cannot serve as president of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
But we all who know history know that was put in the Constitution to make sure that having gotten the victory over the British, that some British person would not come in and sneak back into America and become president and take us back on the take the country back on the British bondage. So they put that there. But the point I'm making with that is John McCain. Most of us would know him if we follow American politics. John McCain ran for president twice. He was not a native-born American. He was born in the Panama Canal when his father was serving in the United States Navy. Ted Cruz, one of the active senators in the U.S. Senate right now, he ran for president also, and he was born in Canada. So the idea of you cannot be prime minister or president if you're not native-born, it has a narrow purpose. It is to make sure that we don't have a non-St. Lucian who comes there, becomes prime minister, and sells St. Lucia down the street. The same way for America. John McCain was fully qualified. Ted Cruz was fully qualified. So as I listen to what is being discussed about if you're not a native-born St. Lucia can be prime minister, when we had one of our best prime ministers, maybe the best, in Judge Melvin Compton.
There's no maybe. There's no maybe in that. He was the best prime minister.
Well, yeah, I'm saying, but I'm cautious. I mean, I don't want to be partisan or anything like that.
Well, I don't think, from my end, that's not being partisan. I mean, the record shows that the best prime minister St. Lucia's ever had is Sir John Compton. But anyway, continue, sir.
Of course. Mature, professional, serious, loves St. Lucia. The airport he built in 1970 that we were supposed to improve upon, 50 years later, we are debating over it. I mean, it's just absurd stuff. And then who is this little Mickey Mouse prime minister from Grenada who is going to come to St. Lucia and tell us who to elect? That's outside interference. But I don't blame him. Mr. Poleon, listen, I don't blame him. I blame the people who brought him. You brought him to St. Lucia to say what? To guide us? We've been independent for a long time, and I can guarantee you, on the matter of political election and voting, we can guide ourselves. We don't need Mr. Mitchell to come from Grenada to tell us how to vote. How absurd! This is petty stuff. This is not even elementary school stuff. And it comes there to the applause of all these people who are dressed in red to tell us vote for people who are born in St. Lucia. He is interfering in our process. And like one of your previous callers said, you would have to change the whole process if you insist upon that. And the district reps come together and they say, Jack is our leader. Under the Westminster system of governance, Jack becomes the prime minister if this party wins. So your caller is right. If we have to decide that, we would have to change so many other things. And what is this big deal? That the child of a St. Lucian citizen is a St. Lucian. I don't know any country in the world except in the Middle East where the child of a citizen does not assume the citizenship of its parents. And the idea that Mr. Chasney somehow it should now be disqualified because he's going to interfere with the Constitution to make sure he never becomes Prime Minister again. Mr. Poleon, listen to me. Everything the St. Lucia Labour Party has done, it is to destroy Mr. Chasney one way or the other. We watch Mr. Claudius Francis in the House intentionally targeting the opposition leader, even when he was legally wrong and he had no moral standing. He's taken to court, he loses. They try to ban him out of the House of Assembly. He takes them to court. They change their position on it. And now they're talking about he cannot be Prime Minister. Is that how we want to remain in power? It's absurd. And I'm going to say this administration is not ready to lead St. Lucia anywhere. St. Lucia is going to be forever standing where it has always stood. And we have to decide that we are not going to let this be the case. I came to America as a St. Lucian. I wanted to serve in the U.S. military. They dispatched FBI agents to every country where I had lived for 6 months to check my background to see whether I was qualified to know America's secret. Thank God the report came back and they gave me a clearance, a secret clearance. A secret clearance is you are now entitled to know the secrets of this country. And they adopted me as a son. No, they don't stop me from voting. They don't stop me from running for political office if I want. I am a St. Lucian. But guess what? America has adopted me as a citizen. And they have not kept back anything from me except the presidency. But everywhere in the world, Mr. Poleon, that the child of a citizen assumes that citizenship. This is crazy stuff. And this is why I have told you before, we have to wake up in St. Lucia. Is that the distance we are going to go to remain in office? And by the way, this is somebody who has been Prime Minister of St. Lucia. It is absurd. It is ridiculous. It's not even at elementary school level. This is raw, petty politics perpetuated by petty politicians. I am so disturbed by that, I don't even know how to control myself. But I have taken a lot of your time. I will not speak on the other matter which I wanted to speak about, but I will let it be so for now.
Thank you so much for calling. St. Lucian, who has been living and working in the United States, Mr. Elwin St. Rose. Still a government broadcast. Concerns about the spate of road fatalities and also collisions and crashes in St. Lucia. KFC St. Lucia will be hosting a recruitment pop-up on Friday, December the 1st, 2023, and that is at Constitution Park in Castries from 10 o'clock in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. KFC is looking for team members, supervisors, also restaurant managers, delivery drivers, and riders. You are watching and listening to the most monitored talk show in the world. This is Newspin.
There is only one option when they arrive. Our services will make the dead look alive. With Bouteille and Beaufort accessibility. Remember, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus takes charge. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
Introducing the new Low Select Virtual Service Desk, where one click is your access to every service. From my account to streetlight reports, requests for payment arrangements to settle arrears, change of name and address. Easy online forms give you access from anywhere and at any time. Every service you need at your fingertips. Go to our website, luselect.com, and click on the Virtual Service Desk widget. Luselect's Virtual Service Desk. Every solution at your fingertips.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
This holiday season flows your trusted bag with giveaways and cash to spread far and wide. Worth over 150,000 you heard right. This Christmas is on us so you can go wild. Appliances for your home, laptop, phone, shopping sprees and cash galore. We're covering your holidays with joy for sure, cause when you are with Flow, you win more.
Hey guys, Flow wants you to know this Christmas is on us. Win over $150,000 in cash and prizes when you sign up, bundle up, switch up, pay up, top up, or activate a combo plan. Every day, it's a grand giveaway. Prizes include shopping sprees, appliances, ham, wine, and cold hard cash. This Christmas is on us. Visit in store or online today at discoverflow.co for more info.
Things are heating up at the National Farmers and General Workers Credit Union Limited. We've got some red hot deals just for you with 100% financing. Rev up for some excitement with our incredible vehicle loan offer. Building or renovating, we've got you covered. Or pack up for that ideal getaway. This offer won't be available forever. Visit us today and take advantage of this limited time deal. Don't miss out on these fantastic deals with 100% financing. Only at the National Farmers and General Workers Credit Union Limited. We're your friend when you're in need.
Wake me up. Wake me up. St. Lucia, November 24th, the Soufriere Mini Stadium erupts for one musical night of pleasure. I'm talking about Sundown. Sundown, performing live, Kenny G. Whoa, I tell you, it's nice situationship. No relationship. And Jamaica's most trending dancehall superstar, Poleon. Valiant. Hey. Move out my way. And many more to be announced. Get your early bird tickets right now. Regular 110, VIP 250. Get your tickets at all the sell locations. Your Styles Barbershop, Ruby's gas station in Soufriere, Steve's Barbershop, and all W Mart locations. Sundown, visit and blame yourself. Follow Luxio_Carnival for updates. This event is sponsored by KFC.
If you suffer with pain from fibromyalgia, lupus, sickle cell anemia, sciatica, or arthritis, likely because doctor specialists from overseas in St. Lucia will diagnose and treat patients who have been suffering long. Likely because specialists will treat the symptoms of stroke, brain injuries, spinal cord injuries with shoulders, elbows, knees, back, and neck pain, even plantar fasciitis being a pain of the past. Likely because specialists in St. Lucia EMG tests will measure the damage in neuromuscular disorders and diabetic neuropathy, because likely because doctor specialists provides proper diagnosis using the most effective treatment for you to live free of pain.
La Clinique Duco. Call 451-6559 or 721-9950. La Clinique Duco, located at number 17 High Street, Castries.
Can't get a break from all this tax? Head to Automotive Art and get a taxcation. Automotive Art is offering you an ease from VAT and health and safety levy with savings of up to 15% and more. That's right, 15% of all tools, 15% of all accessories, 15% of car detailing, 15% of all rims, 15% of computerized wheel alignment, and 15% and more of selected tires with savings of up to 30% on some sizes. It's Automotive Art Taxcation. Visit us at Automotive Art at Vidbouteille Castries and Latunivier for today and enjoy a taxcation. Offer valid for limited time. Some conditions apply. See stores for details.
Are you working that 9-to-5 job but also juggling a side hustle? Well, Elks Credit Union has great news for you. Introducing Elks Credit Union Side Hustle Boost Loan. Need funds to take your side hustle to the next level? With our Side Hustle Boost Loan, you can access up to $50,000, giving your side hustle the boost it needs. And here's the best part. You'll have up to 5 years to pay it back with flexible repayment options that suits your budget. Whether it's expanding your inventory, upgrading your equipment, or marketing your services, Elks Credit Union is here to support your entrepreneurial dreams. Don't let your side hustle remain just a dream. Let Elks Credit Union empower you to turn it into a thriving reality. Boost your side hustle today with Elks Credit Union's Side Hustle Boost Loan. Contact us now or visit our website for more information. Elks Credit Union, your partner in success. Terms and conditions apply.
It's coming. The brunch of the century. Welcome to Sunburnt. Sunday, November 26th. Sunburnt. Sunburnt. It's coming.
Coming soon, Blast Gaming, powered by the Solution National Lottery, changing lives.
All right, so 452-2979, 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. Let us hear from the PS in the Ministry of Transport, Lenita Joseph. And she's been speaking about the spate of road accidents on our roads. You're talking about crashes and collisions, road accidents in St. Lucia. So far, up until October of this year, we recorded 22 road deaths. For the entirety of last year, January to December, we recorded 24 road fatalities. For the whole of last year, 24 road fatalities. But up to October of this year, we have already recorded 22 road deaths. Still have a few weeks left in November. And of course, we have the busy period in December. So, a warning to all road users, please be extremely careful. PS in the Ministry of Transport, Lenita Joseph.
As a small island, still developing state, St. Lucia continues to grapple with the effects and impacts of road collisions, crashes, and very regrettably fatalities. The increase in the number of motor vehicles on our roads also increases the level of exposure to collision, frustration with traffic congestion, and road rage. Road traffic deaths and injuries have become very high prices to pay for mobility. Managing driver behavior and taking personal responsibility therefore remains the primary tool for reducing collisions and fatalities. Operating the vehicle with caution, wearing your seatbelt, not being distracted by mobile phones, being attentive to road signs, not driving while intoxicated from drugs or alcohol, using child restraints and motorcycle helmets, and the proper application of driving codes and principles are all fail-safe measures that, when consistently applied by all road users, especially drivers, can prove effective. Pedestrians and cyclists are also required to exercise their share of responsibility in using the roads. Wearing reflective clothing can increase visibility when walking or cycling. Preventative vehicle maintenance, especially on braking systems, tire wear, and other potential mechanical failures, are just as important when venturing out onto the road network. Functional wiper blades, appropriate headlamps, and even horns should not be discounted when operating a motor vehicle. Ensure that your vehicle is serviced as prescribed by the manufacturer at an approved garage. For our part, the Department of Infrastructure has the mandate to provide safe, resilient road infrastructure. This includes motorable road surfaces, road furniture such as crash barriers, adequate street lighting, and road signs. Section 74 of the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act makes it an offense for a person to drive a motor vehicle on a road without due care and attention or without consideration for other road users. This offense carries a fine on summary conviction not exceeding $2,000 or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months or to both. Section 73 of the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act commits a person who causes death of another person by dangerous driving or drives dangerously on any road on summary conviction on indictment to imprisonment for a term of not less than 5 years and not exceeding 15 years. These penalties in no way provide compensation for the loss of life or limb or the trauma and socioeconomic hardships endured by the victims of road traffic incidents. The power to save a life, especially your own, is in your hands. Use the roads wisely.
PS in the Ministry of Transport, Lenita Joseph. Now, who will penalize the government, or what section of whichever law, for not taking care of our roads? And the deplorable state of the roads, I'm told, is causing in some instances people to lose their lives. I mean, you had the relatives of a gentleman who died as a result of an accident he got involved in while riding a motorcycle. They're saying that it's as a result of the road, the state posted of the road, he was not familiar with the road, etc. And that causes a lot of crashes and collisions in the country right now. So, charity begins at home. And the government should set the right example by improving the condition of our roads, make them more motorable so that we could have less crashes, less collisions. People can stop having their tires either damaged or destroyed, their rims damaged as well. Suspension parts, people have to purchase that to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars. And we are preaching, drive wisely on our roads. How can you do that when the roads are in a deplorable state? Let's take your calls. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Good afternoon, you're on the air.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
Yes, sir, good afternoon to you.
Yes, Tim. I am listening to your program there, and I just thinking, the gentleman came down, he was invited by the St. Lucia Labour Party. Does it mean that St. Lucian, we have been so naive and take our minds so slow that what the guy said, we have to listen to what he said?
No, we don't bound to.
Yeah, but Tim, everybody I hear talking about like this, a woman talk about petition. Tim, we just making people believe in St. Lucia, we small-minded. We follow and we do what's best for ourselves and the country. That's what we're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Hear what Stevenson King said about bus drivers. Does he have any facts? You had nobody saying anything about it. To them, all bus drivers, that is the same thing that he said. Tim, tell people stop thinking and wanting to do what people say and think for themselves, Tim. We grown up, we St. Lucian. No, the guy was invited. He speaks his mind. That doesn't mean that the St. Lucia Labour Party told him to say that. Maybe they did, but he speaks his mind, Tim. So can we think for ourselves and do what's best for us? Tim, that's all I have to say, Tim.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for your contribution. Let's see if we can get an update from Kimani regarding the discussion that's taking place in the chat room.
Someone says, use the road wisely. Okay, how much more do we need to eat? Another comment, it should be an offense that the roads are not maintained. That can cause accidents. Lady, please ask the police to do random traffic stops and ticketing outside of Castries. Another comment, wow, all of that because SLP is fearful of one man. They are prepared to change the constitution for political reasons, affecting the lives of so many people. SLP has gone mad. We need to push back on this. Someone said Edward Seeger, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Tim, was Jamaica's prime minister. Seaga.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Edward Seaga was a Jamaican prime minister, and he was an American. Someone says, these leaders have never been serious about CARICOM, CSME, Haiti, or anything important. Someone says if that means Shazi will never be Prime Minister of St. Lucia. Prime Minister by birth, not by naturalization. Nothing wrong with that way to go. Patriotism at its best. Another comment, this kind of behavior can really cause rifts between OSTS territories. Politicians come and go. Someone says, Merry Christmas, I like your decor in the chat room.
And what's that? Somebody says, SLP laughing at y'all. They throw that nonsense statement out there to divert y'all from the real issues of the day, like St. Jude's, the sale of the Bannon lands, the bad roads, the leasing of the ports to GPH, etc., and y'all falling for it. This can never happen. Stop wasting time on this topic. SLP divert y'all, and y'all taking the bait, fish, line, and sinker.
Another comment, he spoke his mind as the leader of another country and he should know we are not in agreement with it. Someone says, so caller, anyone can come to our country and say as they please about our people.
Another WhatsApp message, the bad conditions of our roads are a money-making thing for government. Suspension parts, 2.5% levy.
Someone says, coming from South to work this morning, SSS alone, you have to do to get away to avoid to burst a tire. Another comment, SLP should be ashamed. Which governing the Caribbean? Oh my gosh.
Okay, we have a WhatsApp message. Before we were poodles, before Alan say backing dogs, so we are mixed breed of people.
That's it in the chat room.
All right, thank you so much. Some more of your calls, once again at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We have a WhatsApp call as we say hello. Good afternoon to you. This is Newspin. You are on the air. Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller.
Okay. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate when we have so many pressing problems in St. Lucia. We now have to direct our attention to these comments that we are and based on Grenada came up with. The thing is, if it wasn't serious, we could probably ignore it. But the implications of that are so serious that one really has to talk about it to a certain extent. But let's not take away from all the other important things we're going to speak about. Now, remember, you may not recall, but about 3 weeks ago, I did call this program and I spoke to the in my mind, the unsuitability of the post system for countries like ours. And this thing now goes to the heart of that. Because clearly, the intention of the ruling party, the current ruling party, is to abuse the majority that they have in the House and attempt to have 15 or 16 or 17 men, whatever it is, to dictate a very important matter to solutions when clearly a significant number of solutions would not agree with it. So I think we have to do some serious consideration to changing from this Westminster system, the post system, to proportional representation. So I have never been one who have been inclined to talk about some parties going to have all seats, and neither do I wish any one party to have all seats. But all are we going to have the corruption of the whole system whereby every single vote should count. It's, as I pointed out at the time, it's possible for a party to lose every single constituency by one vote, yet still have no representation in the House. That's the extreme position. And obviously we don't want something like this. No, because when you do have that kind of power in the hands of a few men who clearly have no principles, you don't have to deal with this situation where it's possible that such a thing can happen. But the other point of the matter is that even if they have a huge majority in the House, that does not give them the right to do what they want. It's when you think of it in this sense that 17 persons in the House want to speak now for 180,000 people, when they may be 60,000 people in opposition to what they're doing. I think we just have to take this one step at a time and show our opposition to it when the time comes up. Even if they do have the majority on the House, the streets are always there. This is what's happening all over the world. This consideration thing, you show your disapproval of what is going on. Now, just one other thing I want to speak to is the conditions of the frequency of accidents on the road. So the gentleman who died when that ambulance went into the house in January, have we had a report from the responsible person yet?
No, we have not heard anything yet from the fire service. We have not heard anything from the traffic department of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. No one in authority has said anything on it.
That's one unfortunate thing, because listening to the PS a while ago, she came in when she was reading all the rules and the regulations. But we're dealing with people, and if we don't deal with it both before and afterwards, we'll keep on having accidents, and people will get away with it. It is insufficient for when there's an accident, for the victim of the accident to have his fuel paid for him, to have the expenses paid, to have the injuries, the damages uncorrected. When are we going to have this same thing all over again? That's not the way to run a community. You really have to get those so-called investigations done, so we know exactly why those vehicles went off the road. Was it bad driving? Was it the conditions of the road? Was it speeding? Whatever? We must know. Otherwise, we will not fix this. We will not get this thing fixed. I was watching a video the other day. 2 youngsters were going down the lawn, and apparently the person in the video was a vehicle following them. And neither of them were wearing a helmet. They were improperly dressed, slippers, etc. as usual. And there were all sorts of fancy tricks going down the lawn. When they got to the intersection where the Governor General's house was, I thought for a moment they would have gone left. Because if you're going down the lawn doing crazy stuff, that's the easier way to do it. But they went down the steeper path. And if they continued what I had seen, God knows, they obviously made it to the bottom of the lawn because they haven't done anything. So how can you have people treating the road in such a manner? Some points in time, they're on the right-hand side, going into a corner. A driver coming up would have no chance. So we can't have these things. We must find a way to police these things. And when the thing goes wrong, let somebody pay for having done these things. We really got to watch it.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for your contribution. That's our final contributor to the broadcast. As we say, thank you once again for tuning in to another edition of Newspin. We conclude with our Newspin news of the day. Situation at Gaza hospitals extremely heartbreaking, according to Red Cross spokesperson. Situation at Gaza hospitals extremely heartbreaking, according to Red Cross spokesperson. Once again, as a broadcast, thank you so much for watching and listening to another edition of Newspin. Please join us same time tomorrow afternoon, 12:30, for the most monitored talk show in the world. Goodbye.